The scene that's now being clipped and reclipped across every fan account covering this second too much was never in the script. Zhang Linghe added it himself, on set, mid-production, and that one decision explains more about how he approaches acting than almost anything else in the drama. This is Rabbit News Hallyu, and we're going past the viral clip to look at what actually built it. Here's the scene in question. Mu Rongqingyi, the character Zhang Linghe plays, learns his older brother has died after sacrificing everything for love. In the original script, that grief lived quietly, Qingyi sitting with old letters and photographs, remembering his brother in the stillness of a study. It's a reasonable way to write mourning. It's also, by the production's own account, a limited one. The emotional register barely moved. Zhang Linghe thought it wasn't enough. So he went to the director directly and proposed something different: take the character outside, into the rain, and have him kneel. His reasoning, which he later explained in an interview for the show Immersion, was almost clinical in how simply he put it: when a person is in the deepest pain, they look for room to breathe, and rain communicates that suffocating emptiness in a way a quiet study never could. What ended up on screen wasn't scripted grief. It was an actor rewriting how his own character was allowed to fall apart. That's worth sitting with for a second, because it's not how most acting decisions get made public. Actors talk about line reads, about wardrobe fittings, about chemistry with a co-star. It's rarer to hear one explain, in his own words, why he walked into a director's office and asked to change how a death was mourned. And it's rarer still for that pitch to become the single most discussed image from the entire drama. There's a version of this story that stays at the surface: actor improvises scene goes viral, everyone moves on. But the more interesting question is what the choice reveals about how Zhang Linghe thinks about performance right now, at this specific point in his career. In that same interview, he described a shift in his own philosophy, moving away from acting that satisfies himself, toward acting built to let an audience feel what the character feels. The kneeling in the rain scene is that idea in practice. There's no scream, no theatrical collapse. What he plays instead is closer to numbness, the flat, hollowed-out quiet that comes after a blow lands too hard to process. Witnesses on set, cited by Reuters, described his focus during the solo rain monologue as unusually intense, calling the result a striking and affecting image. Online, the reaction settled into something almost poetic. Viewers described him as a bamboo stalk broken by a storm, his soaked suit clinging to him as he knelt, a kind of dignity showing through the disarray. Whether or not you buy the metaphor, the pattern is consistent. Restraint, not spectacle, is what people responded to. There's also a practical layer to why this particular scene spread the way it did. A wordless, image-driven moment travels differently than dialogue does. It doesn't need subtitles to land, it clips cleanly into 15 or 30 seconds, and it reads the same whether the viewer speaks Mandarin, Portuguese, or Korean. International fan accounts don't need to translate a monologue to share a man kneeling in the rain. The image does the work on its own. That's not a coincidence worth ignoring. It's one of the clearest examples in recent C-drama coverage of how a single unscripted choice can outperform an entire episode's worth of dialogue in terms of cross-border reach. That distinction matters more than it looks like at first. Republic-era dramas, as a genre, sit in an awkward middle ground. They don't have the operatic scale of costume epics, and they don't have the loose naturalism of contemporary shows either. Zhang Linghe addressed this directly in a separate interview with Global Times, saying performance in this era of drama has to find its own calibration, a degree he described as something an actor has to learn, not default into. This second too much was his first project set in this period, and he picked it, by his own account, partly because the scripts consistently built momentum toward the end of each episode, and partly because he wanted a role that pushed against the gentler, more contemporary parts he'd played before. The rain scene, in that light, isn't just an emotional beat. It's the clearest evidence of an actor testing whether he can hold that unfamiliar middle register, and choosing to test it in the most visible way possible. There's a career management logic underneath this too, separate from the acting philosophy itself. For a younger actor previously known for softer, contemporary roles, a scene like this functions as proof of range, the kind of clip that gets pulled into award consideration reels and international casting conversations long after the drama itself has finished airing. That doesn't require any hidden strategy on anyone's part to be true. It's simply how visibility works in this industry. A single striking image tends to travel further and get remembered longer than a full season of competent but unremarkable performances. But the improvisation is really the smaller story here. The bigger one is what Zhang Linghe said he wants dramas like this one to do in the first place. In the same Global Times conversation, he positioned Chinese period drama as something closer to infrastructure, a way of preserving 5,000 years of culture and translating it for audiences who don't share the language. Historical dramas can carry opera traditions, he said. Republic-era dramas can carry the pull between family and country. Contemporary dramas can show what modern China actually looks like day to day. Put together, he framed all of it as a window, a starting point and a bridge, in his words, for international audiences trying to understand Chinese culture from the outside. His explanation for why C-dramas resonate in Southeast Asia wasn't about star power or production budgets. It was that people everywhere are chasing the same things: truth, goodness, beauty, and that audiences can feel those values in a story even without sharing its language. When he was asked what single piece of Chinese culture he'd recommend to a foreign visitor first, he didn't point to film or television at all. He pointed to food, specifically Sichuan hotpot, which he described as a living cultural symbol, something that carries regional identity and character in a form anyone can taste and understand immediately, no translation required. It's a small answer, but it tracks with everything else he said. If the goal is a bridge, you start with the thing that requires the least explaining. This is also where the timing of his comments becomes relevant. Chinese streaming platforms have spent the past few years pushing harder into Southeast Asian markets, specifically licensing period dramas and contemporary series alike to services with growing regional audiences. An actor from a mid-budget Republic-era drama openly framing his work as cultural infrastructure isn't just a personal reflection, it lines up with where the industry is already trying to go. That doesn't make the statement calculated or insincere. It just means his answer fits into a distribution strategy that's already underway, whether or not that connection was intentional on his part. Put the two interviews side by side and a clearer picture forms. An actor pitches an unscripted scene because the written version couldn't carry enough emotional weight. The same actor, weeks later, describes his entire approach to this genre as an attempt to translate feeling across a language barrier, through performance, through story, through food, through whatever gets the point across fastest. The rain scene isn't separate from that philosophy. It's a small, concrete example of it. Strip away dialogue, strip away exposition, and see if the image alone can still land with someone who's never followed this actor or this genre before. None of this means every choice on this production worked, or that international rollout for period dramas is guaranteed to succeed the way he's describing. Cultural crossover is unpredictable, and one viral scene from one actor doesn't settle a much larger conversation about how Chinese television travels abroad. What it does show is a specific, verifiable case of an actor making a craft decision with that larger goal in mind, and being transparent enough about his reasoning to let audiences see the thinking behind it, rather than just the finished performance. That transparency is arguably the more interesting story than the scene itself. Most of the time, viewers only get the output, the finished cut, the trending clip, the thumbnail. Here, thanks to two separate interviews, there's a rare paper trail connecting the instinct, the reasoning, and the larger cultural argument behind it. Whether the ambition Zhang Linghe describes, turning Republic-era drama into a genuine cultural bridge, actually plays out is something only time and a wider body of work will confirm. If you're the kind of viewer who wants the reasoning behind the moment, not just the moment itself, that's exactly what we build these breakdowns for. Subscribe to Rabbit News Hallyu if you want analysis, not just headlines.